What made you quit a job on the spot? I was working the night shift at this tiny gas station called Ray's off Highway 92. So this one Thursday night around 3 a.m., we had this crazy power surge. Lightning or something knocked out half the block. Most of our stuff came back online pretty quick, but one of the big freezers in the back room just died completely. Like, totally fried. The owner, Ray, wasn't there, obviously, so I had to deal with it. The freezer had meat and dairy stuff that would spoil if I left it too long. I grabbed some trash bags and started moving everything to the working freezers. Pretty standard stuff. I'm pulling out frozen burger patties, ice cream, whatever, when I hit the very bottom of the freezer. There's this plastic bag wedged under some boxes. Heavy as hell. I thought maybe it was more meat or something, so I pulled it out. But when I lifted it up, I could see through the plastic a little bit. It looked like clothes at first. Jeans, maybe. But then I noticed the bag was vacuum sealed, which was weird. And when I moved it to get a better look, I felt something that made my stomach drop. It had fingers. I'm not even kidding. I could feel individual fingers through the plastic, and what looked like an arm. The skin was all pale and weird looking, like it had been frozen for a really long time. I dropped that bag so fast I knocked over the whole cleaning cart behind me. Brooms and mops went everywhere. My hands were shaking like crazy. I kept telling myself it had to be fake, like a Halloween decoration or something, but it felt real. It looked real. I didn't know what to do. I just stood there staring at this bag for like 10 minutes, trying to convince myself I was seeing things. Maybe I was just tired, you know? Night shifts mess with your head sometimes. But then I looked closer and realized there were more bags. 3 more, all vacuum sealed, all with stuff that looked way too much like body parts. I was freaking out. I put everything back exactly how I found it and tried to act normal for the rest of my shift, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. Every time a car pulled up, I jumped. Every noise from the back room made me want to run. When Ray showed up at 6:30 for the morning shift, I told him about the freezer breaking. Tried to sound casual about it. He just nodded and said thanks for moving the stuff, that he'd handle getting it fixed. But then he asked if I'd seen anything unusual in the broken freezer. The way he asked it, real careful-like, made my skin crawl. I lied and said no, just the regular frozen food. He seemed relieved and went to check the back room. I watched him through the door crack. Ray pulled out one of those bags, examined it for a few seconds, then took it to his office. He had this locked chest freezer in there that I'd never really thought about before. That's when I knew I wasn't crazy. That's when I knew I had to get out of there. I didn't even finish my shift. I told Ray I felt sick and had to leave early. He got this weird look on his face, like he was trying to figure out if I was lying, but he let me go. I drove straight home, blocked his number, and called the police from a payphone in the next town over. Told them everything I saw. At first, they seemed skeptical, but when I mentioned Ray's brother, the officer got real quiet. Turns out Ray's brother Tommy had been missing for 5 years. Disappeared without a trace. Everyone thought he'd just left town or something. Ray inherited the gas station and told everyone Tommy signed it over to him before leaving. They never found Tommy's body until they searched that freezer. Ray got arrested 2 days later. I never went back for my last paycheck.